Most people don't realise they have developmental trauma. Most people have never heard of developmental trauma. Because quite simply, people say, well, my childhood wasn't that bad. But developmental trauma isn't about the big stuff. It's actually about the small things that happen to us. The environmental failings, the things that we didn't get when we were children, when we were brought into this world. And understanding it and naming it isn't about blame. It's about awareness. And it finally gives us the reason, the understanding to stop shaming ourselves and feeling guilty for who we are. Because the thing that has always fascinated me is that so many of us, myself included, feel like we're broken, feel like we're not good enough, compare ourselves to everyone else, overthink everything. We're introverts, we're shy, we're afraid of the world, and we dream of a better life, but we can never find that solution. We can never find that elusive answer. Hello, cows. So developmental trauma isn't one big, single traumatic event that happens to us. It's actually what happens when we don't get the safety, the attunement and love that we really need in order to truly thrive and blossom as we grow up and mature into adulthood. Because when these things fail, when we're not seen beautifully as we are, when we're not attuned to, when our needs aren't met, when our cries go unheard, when we feel like we're abandoned, then we grow up with this idea and we carry it decades later as adults with this idea that we're broken, that we're fundamentally flawed. So let me know if you resonate with this. My entire life, my childhood, my teenage years, my 20s, my 30s, I always felt like there was something wrong with me. I was different somehow. I was broken. I was painfully shy, crippled by shyness. I was a huge binge drinker because I felt like being shy, being quiet, being introverted wasn't okay. So I developed this fake persona of what I felt other people wanted me to be, what society thought I should be. And I became this larger than life drunk character at weekends, and it became difficult because then that's what people expected. And actually sober John was a lot different. He was quieter, more introspective, more reflective, very deep. And I think that's true of all introverts. I think we are deep. I think we crave more substance, more connection from the conversations and the people in our lives. So we carry this idea that there is something wrong with us. And in order to protect the attachment to our parents and our primary caregivers, we split. So we split from our truth. We split from who we truly are, who we truly were, to become the person that would give us love, that would make sure that we were taken care of. Because, and this isn't conscious stuff, we're not thinking this through. This is before the frontal cortex is online. This is all wonderful, adaptive survival mechanisms at play. They're biological, but they're hardwired into us to do whatever it takes to survive. So instead of saying there's something wrong with them, we turn it around and say there's something wrong with me. I'm broken. My needs aren't being met because there is something wrong with me. And just let that sink in for a second. If this is the first time you've ever heard that, there's that tiny little child, even baby. You held this belief. You were brought into this world so pure, so innocent. And even now, I feel my heart breaking because we're helpless and defenseless. And yet we were made to feel, and this isn't about blame, remember, but we were made to feel that we were broken. But unfortunately, biology, life, human evolution hasn't created the counter argument to that. It hasn't naturally made that switch turn the opposite way. So we realize as adults, we don't hit 18 and say, oh, actually, I wasn't broken. It was just an adaptive mechanism to make sure that I was safe and loved and fed and watered and all the rest of it. But understanding our trauma is the first step into healing, because I've tried all the methods out there. I've tried all the mindset hacks, the positive affirmations, all of it. I've tried it all, and it simply doesn't work, because it attacks, its primary line of attack of healing is aimed at the brain, the mind, and that's top down. And yeah, it kind of works to a point, but it's sticky plaster, band-aid approach, because it doesn't address the nervous system. Because trauma, that earlier stuff, as I mentioned, parts of our brain aren't online at that point, they don't exist. But this stuff is stored, it's saved, it's built up in our nervous systems, it's energy that never gets released. And we push it down, we suppress it, because our natural life energy wants to come up. We want to come into the world. Answer this in the comments below. There's probably something that you would love to do. There is this person that you truly are, that you want to be. You want to go out and show your art to the world, create content like me, create videos, change your job, move to another country. But something stops you. And more often than not, I've seen it in clients and in people that I've worked with. It's this belief that, well, who am I to fulfill my dreams? Who am I to get what I need? And we push it down. And that's usually shame and guilt that pushes that down. But as soon as we start to look at that, instead of suppress it and just say, no, that's not me, I'll go off and procrastinate, do the dishes, masturbate, watch Netflix, whatever it might be, smoke, take drugs, drink alcohol like me, all of those things I've done, then we won't get to the core problem. So we have to start to look at the painful emotions, the painful stuff underneath that keeps us stuck, that keeps us trapped, that keeps us broken. And once we start to look at that, as painful as it is, the voice that tells us we're not good enough, the voice that tells us we don't deserve to be happy, that we don't deserve love, that we don't deserve to find our dream job, they will never be healed. But nobody talks about this stuff. Nobody teaches, well, they do. Very small amount of people teach it, but all the crap online, all the gurus out there just talk about mindset. Fix this and it will change your life. But if you've tried it and you're still here watching this, then let me know. Has it helped? Has it changed who you are? Has it healed you? But there has to come a point where we say, no, this is who I am. At least in this video, I'm being authentically me. And if nobody watches it, then that will hurt. But at least I've been true to myself. I haven't tried to be something else, something different. And that's another key point. We spend our lives trying to prove ourselves to everyone else. But ultimately, it was just our parents that we wanted the recognition from, the love from, the approval from. And again, until you heal this stuff, you'll never be content. You'll never feel okay with who you are. And let me tell you this now, if you're watching this still, then huge love to you, because you've gone through my rambles and my waffles. But you are deserving of love, and you are beautifully perfect exactly as you are. And you may think I'm just saying that, but I'm saying it because I know, because I've been there, because I've been broken. I've been trapped in some pretty dark spaces, some dark holes, and I managed to get my way out of them. And actually, I only did it by looking at the most shameful parts of my personality, of who I am, allowing them to surface, feeling them, and setting them free. Because that's what they wanted. And in fact, those parts that we most hate about ourselves, that we feel the most shame, are actually younger parts. It's childhood stuff. It's stuff that we felt we couldn't express when we were children. But we can now as adults. We can look at them and we can give them love and we can give them kindness and we can say, it's okay to be you. You are absolutely beautiful. You are perfect exactly as you are. You don't need to be anyone else. You can only be you. You are only you. That's all you have. That's all you can be. That's all you need to be. And that feels like a beautiful space to leave this video. Have a beautiful day. Big love, John.